Hello golfers, Jess coming to you from the Jess Frank Golf Academy YouTube channel. Thanks again for joining me. Today I want to talk to you about what separates the greatest golfers from the beginner or average golfer in ball striking, and how you can learn what they do can help you hit the ball better, more consistently. And today we're talking about tilting. I talk a lot about tilting on my channel because of how important it is. And tilting in the golf swing is something that has been overlooked for years and years. And through the time in my education through Stack and Tilt and becoming an authorized instructor for Stack and Tilt over the last 7 years, I've really come to find that that is what separated me from being a good ball striker for a little while to keeping really good ball striking for a long time. I'm talking, like I said, 7 years of good ball striking, where before I was a little bit, like we were talking about, inconsistency, but this will help you definitely stay more consistent and hit the ball more solid every time. And so what I see in average golfers is that when they swing, they turn their shoulders too level to the ground. So what happens when they turn their shoulders too level to the ground, they have a tendency to move their head back, shift their weight to their back foot, and also their arms don't swing around their body or go up high enough to hit more down on the ball. And so this is something that's super important to get you to hit the ball more solid, higher and straighter. And so what do we talk about here? So tilting, if you look at this here, so I could tilt my body to the left, I can tilt my body to the right. So this would be the back swing, and this would be the down swing. Okay, and understanding this tilting and doing it as much as you can is super important. Again, you know, there's rarely people who come to me who over tilt. There's more people who come to me that turn their shoulders too much on a flatter plane. That would be great if you were playing baseball and hitting a ball chest height, but today in golf, we're trying to hit a ball that's on the ground. So we have to make sure that my shoulders tilt and not turn. So it's a combination of three movements that I talk about often, about extending, tilting, and turning. But the tilting part is really what makes the difference in your game. And so if you look at down the line here, if I were, you know, again, if I were just turning flat, my shoulders flat, or versus if I'm going to tilt my shoulders. So what happens when I tilt my shoulders, there's a couple things that happen that really make a difference. So as I tilt my left shoulder down to the ground in the backswing, my left knee bends, my right knee straightens. So I have a little tilt in my knees. I have a tilt in my hips, which is also super important. And of course I have the tilt in my shoulders. Now the other part that's overlooked is the tilt in the eyes, and the head, and the neck. So there's a lot of tilting going on in the body that is advantageous for you in the game of golf and hitting the ball more consistently. And people who top the ball or hit the ball fat, or, you know, or just inconsistent contact, this tilting would really help you. Again, so if I look forward towards the camera here and I tilt my body, or tilt my shoulder, left shoulder down, tilt my shoulders here, that's going to keep me centered. That's going to keep me and allow me to hit the ball first, then the turf, which is of course our number one fundamental, hitting the ball, then the turf, or hitting the ground in the same spot every time. So this is really important for you to spend time with, take your time with, and master, because it's going to give you the advantage of every single time you go out and play, that you don't have to guess whether or not you're going to hit the ball. You know, this is so important. And I would always say, anytime you're starting out, you know, especially with newer players, you know, do it slowly and do it in small swings. Just build yourself up. So if we're going to do this, I'm going to feel like I'm going to tilt my left shoulder down, but you can see as I'm going in slow motion, and I'm able to do this very easily by understanding, just kind of feeling that how my shoulders tilt to the ground. And now, not only does my left shoulder tilt in the backswing, but my right shoulder tilts down on my downswing. Okay, and this is very important. Now, as I go towards the camera, and I tilt my body like this, my eyes are also tilted. My neck's tilted, my shoulders are tilted, my hips are tilted, my knees are even on an angle here. So I'm never just standing up and swinging up and down. So an easy way to think about it is if I hold the club up in front of me, I tilt to the left, and then I turn my body back, you can see how I develop the tilt. So I'll do it this way. So even if I stand up, tilt to the left, swing the club around, you can see how I developed that motion there. And so again, if I stood straight up, hold the club in front of me, turn back, tilt down, you can see where this is a really good position. And most people would benefit from just working on that at home. You know, it's something that you want to take your time with. You don't want to rush through it. You know, enjoy that process of learning the tilts, okay? Learning the tilts. And I've done this before in the past, or put the club across my shoulders. You can learn the tilt that way. So that's very important. And remember, one of the things that are overlooked in tilting is the changing the flex of the knees too. So when I tilt back, my left knee bends, my right knee straightens. This will also help you tilt better too. So you can see that right there, is that when I swing back, you can see how my left knee bends as well. So the tilting adds so many good aspects to the game. It also adds power, because when you tilt, you create what's called a catapult effect. So if I tilt left and I tilt right, it's creating a lever. This lever is giving you power. This is probably the biggest power source in the golf swing right here. This leverage of using your body. And so everyone can do this. You don't have to be in great shape. You don't have to be super flexible. You don't have to be the best athlete in the world, because we know from watching Charles Barkley that you don't have to be a great athlete to play golf. You know, because Charles was one of the best athletes in the world, and then what happened? He just has a hard time with golf. So, but so anybody can do this, whether you're young or old. In fact, I see a lot of youngsters that I teach that automatically do it without even thinking about it. They just go like, there's the ball, they're going to tilt to the ground. So they're going to tilt, and they're able to hit the ball. So this is something that the best players in the world do. And I can't stress this enough. The best players tilt the most. Arnold Palmer, he was about as tilted as you could get. Okay? He was tilted big time. So, we're playing tilted to, we set up, we're angled to the ball here. So we're replacing the side bend with the side tilt. So if we do that, look what happens. My head stays centered, my hips move really well, my body turns really well. It becomes very simple. The golf swing becomes very simple when you're learning the tilt. Tilt, tilt, tilt. That's, I just can't say it enough. It's going to help you play better golf and take your time with it. In fact, one of the things I recommend is that just doing, when you're learning this, do 10 repetitions of this in a row. 10 repetitions. So start with left shoulder down, right shoulder down. Do this 10 times. Left shoulder down, right shoulder down, left shoulder down, right shoulder down. Do that 10 times in a row. Okay? Then go ahead and take a ball and go ahead and do the same thing. Left shoulder down, right shoulder down. And you'll be amazed to see the changes in your golf swing, and which I love. I love to see that. I love to see the changes in the swing and how it affects you. And it's something that will help you with your strike, with your consistency, with your distance. And so remember, tilting is huge in the golf swing, and I can't repeat it enough. I can't stress it enough because of how important it really is in your swing. So again, my name's Jess Frank. I've been teaching this game for over 20 years, and I love teaching the game. I love helping you. I love all the positive comments that I've been getting on the channel. Thank you so much for your support. So If you really like this video, please go ahead, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and always leave comments about what you'd like to hear, because I'm always interested in helping you play better golf and have more fun on the course and enjoy the game a whole lot more. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day.